everybody. Drew Dosek here with Verified Investing. Today, I've got some pro charts for you guys to check out with me in crypto. And today's a great day to go over this. Bitcoin breaching the $80,000 mark. A lot of interest is stirring back again into crypto. So we'll see how long this lasts. And I've got the game plan for you, the roadmap for Bitcoin. Plus, we're going to cover some other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum, XRP, and one of my favorite to trade, TAO, Bittensor. That cryptocurrency can move, folks. So as long as you can peg down good support and resistance levels, you're able to swing trade that in crypto space very, very nicely. So first up, let's get into Bitcoin. This is the one that rules the roost as far as all of the other cryptocurrencies. If Bitcoin's doing well, folks, you can almost guarantee the rest of the altcoin space is trying to follow along in the wake of Bitcoin. So as we see here clearly on the daily time frame of Bitcoin, currently trading just above $80,000 today. Nice push up and breach of this level. We did breach it earlier and then got rejected. As you see here earlier in the day, down at 11:20 a.m., made a low here right under 79,500, then propelled ourselves back up, making another topping tail on the day to then slowly drift lower as we see here, mainly just accomplishing the feat of getting back over $80,000. And guys, why did price stop in this range? Well, it's very clear to see. And once you know technical analysis, all we do is rewind the time back out further. We have a low pivot on the charts back here from Friday, November 21st. You see the low there, $80,524. But go back to the 10-minute chart. What's the high here? $80,567. We pierced that area and then we came right back in. And then again, too, we did that multiple times now. You can see that once, twice, 3 times. So this level right here from November 21st is clearly influencing price action today. It's not allowing price, at least for the time being, to get above and stay above. But what you want to see if you're a Bitcoin bull is exactly what we saw in that 10-minute chart. You want to see it attack it, attack it, attack it, and then attack it again for a 4th time. And hopefully on that 4th time, which is a 50-50 chance on breaking through, it can maintain above that level. Now, where's Bitcoin going to go beyond $80,000 if it can maintain and get above 80,500? Well, my first and next destination is going to be this inclining trend line at $85,310. That's going to be on Monday, May 11th. Now, if it takes longer to get there, you can see how this slowly increases in value all the way over here to June 4th at $85,947. All right. So where am I getting that trend line? You can find that if I click out to the weekly time frame, we see a left shoulder, a head, and a smaller right shoulder. That's all a head and shoulders pattern, with this yellow trend line being the neckline of that head and shoulders pattern. So that will be the spot of significant resistance if price were to continue pushing up into that level, just above $85,500. Right in that range should be very good resistance. Now, here's the caveat. As long as price stays underneath that inclining trend line, the head and shoulders pattern probabilities are raised, or actually they prefer and actually will generally produce an outcome for the measured move target down here sub $40,000 at $37,508. But now if price closes back above this neckline and then pushes higher to get separation from this neckline, well, then this measured move target is wiped off the chart. So you can see how very important it is for price action. Once it gets above $85,000 and approaching this neckline, what's going to happen to Bitcoin at that point? If it gets rejected, guys, we're coming sub 40. If we actually break it and start pushing higher, next resistance will be the 50% area of this parallel, just sub $100,000. And notice how that lines up, guys. $100,000 will be breached right here in July, on July 13th, if we're able to break above this neckline that's currently on the chart. So that's really the roadmap for Bitcoin. That's how I'm playing it. That's how I'm also gauging how far I can let some of these altcoins run. So let's jump into some other charts. First up, Ethereum. Now, Ethereum's done a really good job. You can see most recently breaking above this declining trend line. It took a while of consolidation to do so. And when it did it, it put in more bullish consolidation once it broke through. That's a great near-term positive sign on Ethereum. Where I see Ethereum could go in the near term, it's right up here at $2,800 on that inclining trend line. That's really played a significant price level ever since its origin. You can see prices come down to that trend line and bounced many times, even pierced and gone through, then came back up, consolidated, pierced and bounced on it too, came very close, bounced. So this is a critical level on the charts of Ethereum. If and when price gets up there, expect a lot of resistance. Potentially consolidation will be needed to break through and move higher. Now, Ethereum, I do see Ethereum, even if we have Bitcoin collapse down to sub $40,000. I think Ethereum will tag one of these two support trend lines. First one at 1369, followed by 1250. All right. I think Ethereum could come down, and that could be a great buy-in opportunity, because I do anticipate Ethereum eventually to be testing the top end range of this parallel channel. That's above $5,000. So it depends on your investing strategy, what you want to do with Ethereum. Right now, we're on the verge of a potential near-term breakup. But as we saw with Bitcoin, we could be capped if we get $5,000 higher, in which case we might start seeing some downside pressure on Ethereum. First support, 1855, bottom of the parallel, followed by those two trend lines that I highlighted, 1360, followed by 1250, roughly. All right, next up into XRP. Now, this has also been a fall from grace. This has been one of the hotter altcoins in the market. You can see back since November of 2024, when it was trading sub 70 cents, how it just started ripping up, getting above $3. Now it's started to unwind, come all the way back down, break out of this inclining parallel and come back down. Now, near term, this is on the weekly time frame, bearish consolidation. But if I flip on the daily time frame, you can see how this extreme selling that culminated with a low on February 5th and 6th, we actually have put in bullish consolidation since then. And that's very much near term, highlighted by this green candle and consolidation that has not gotten back down near the lows of that candle ever since. So near term, ever since this low, XRP has actually been building momentum. Now it's been getting rejected every one of these peaks. That does highlight that this will be an area of resistance for XRP to overcome, $1.51. Notice how that lines up also with the previous pivot and April 17th. That's just how the charts behave. That's how it works when determining technical analysis, resistance, and support levels. You'll start to see confluence of other price action in the past. That helps confirm that this will be a significant level to beat. Now, when and if XRP can get above this declining trend line, that will be a near-term breakout with the next resistance at $1.77, followed by the bottom portion of this inclining parallel channel, which is around $2.17. Now, we could have, again, more dips going on if Bitcoin goes sub $40,000. You better believe XRP would also be under pressure. So that brings into support levels into consideration right around $1.12. And then if we start selling off even further, guys, we're going to be looking around 78 cents or around sub 80 cents where XRP could bottom out. But I do anticipate XRP eventually to retest the bottom of this parallel. That's how I see XRP playing out. It's just a matter of which way Bitcoin goes first. And it could give you an awesome opportunity to pick up some XRP on sale should it drop sub beneath that February low pivot. So just keep that on the radar, something to consider, something to plan to navigate on that chart. Next up, Litecoin. Litecoin also putting in very similar bullish consolidation down here at the bottom of the chart. Longer term macro pattern is a big move down, sideways chop. That's a bear flag. Near term daily time frame, though, nice consolidation occurring all in the top 50% of that green candle that occurred on Friday, February 6th. So if this consolidation can break out, get price above $59, basically into the $60 price range, I think Litecoin can start pushing up pretty significantly with the next resistance just under $70 right amongst this consolidation. And if that level is beaten, guys, we're going back to this inclining trend line that's over $80, $87.27. You can see that's derived back here from a low pivot in August of 2024, connected over to this pivot in April of 25, this pivot here in October of 25. And then you can see we put on the brakes right here, got a small near-term bounce before collapsing down, breaking that inclining trend line. So price has not yet come back up and retested this trend line. So I fully anticipate Litecoin to have price come back up and attack that trend line eventually. Just uncertain as the timing, since we are having a negative pattern displayed on Bitcoin. Lastly, guys, I want to get into TAO Bittensor because I have made a lot of money swing trading TAO Bittensor in the past year or two. It's been fantastic. Tons of volatility. Look at this huge pop. We noticed how on the last two charts, XRP and Litecoin, since February 6 lows, which occurred right here, are really sideways. This is just, if this were the same chart as Litecoin and XRP, TAO Bittensor will be hanging out right here, sub $200, around 180 bucks, down to $165. As you can see here, that's not the story, folks. What a big move up has occurred on TAO. Plus, we're starting to get close again to retest this declining trend line. Notice this has already been tested once, and this is the original pivot point. So we have two hits on this trend line. The next third attempt could come right here around $323.42. I anticipate another rejection there, potentially consolidation for then a breakthrough and a reattack that $378 level. But if you just go back through the chart, you can see here when this price action moved up, we ran right into this trend line. Yeah, but the trend line was created because of that pivot. What happened to cause price action to sell off at this point? Just go back on the chart. Look at all of that consolidation, all of the under pressure of all of those wicks moving up. There was a lot of people that bought there. So when price went up, they were very happy to get out at that point too. Look at all of those days of price action right in that range. That's why the selling pressure was put on and has pushed price right back down. So we've got work to do yet for TAO Bittensor to get above and break through. Currently, you can see these pivots coming right into the low pivots on the bottom end of this price action. You can see, guys, all these patterns can go back and back and back further on the chart, and you can start to understand why price stalled out right here, or at least needs to put in some consolidation to get back above where price hung out for a while when it did dip and before it bounced. So all of this, the whole story and roadmap is written in the chart. It's just a matter of you can find and isolate the correct technical analysis to put you on the right side of the trade. That's what I aim to do here. That's what we all aim to do, to give you guys the education you need to help you be profitable in the markets. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. We've got boatloads of pro charts hitting your screen every single week. So guys, come and join us, watch these videos, get some good information, and then benefit from it within your own brokers. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll have more charts out to you later this week. Until then, we'll see you guys on the charts. Take care, folks.